Peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rate. The rate at which we're vibing. It's now. And we're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. We're going to stay right now. Now is how you liberate your past and your future. Right now. I want to speak on psychic vampires, man. That vamp life, man. Not the good. There ain't no good kind of vamp. Matter of fact, vamp life normally never is really considered something good, but quote unquote good. But want to speak on on noticing different situations that may be psychically vamping you, and you may not know it in essence, or just bringing up the different situations on how it'll come at you, and realizing that you are being under attack, and different methods to kind of help, what I'm saying, to keep you from being under these psychic vamp attacks. First off, first and foremost, I definitely, what I'm saying, suggest crystals. I got crystal suggestions where I would say black tourmaline, black kyanite, man, especially black kyanite, man. Black kyanite is a stone that gets rid of negativity and helps protect on levels, you know what I'm saying? Well, matter of fact, I made a video about that where it's so protective that you become comfortable around lower vibrations, and not in a bad way, but you're so protected, you're comfortable in a place where you kind of like, it's almost like you're too comfortable for your own liking. It's like, wait, hold on, like I'm feeling just too at ease around these negative vibrations, but that's two stone suggestions, crystal suggestions to use dealing with psychic vampires. Matter of fact, psychic vampires, most of the time, anybody who, matter of fact, are energy vamping, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time, honestly, it's gonna be people that you're close to. When I say close to, like close friends, associates, family, friends. Matter of fact, I got a situation to speak on with my mom, which she's growing out of that, but from your parents to, it'd be people that's close to you, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and that's when it becomes a little, like, how could I say, it's like, ooh, like, all right, this is serious, you know what I'm saying? Because you realize that your loved ones, like, you be wanting to hold a conversation with and this and that, but they like so energy vamped out that you can't even be around them or talk to them. You know what I'm saying? It becomes, like a situation that really, where you really have to separate yourself in life. But just gonna speak on it, Matter of fact, the people who throw pity parties on social media and stuff like that. Matter of fact, people who are attention seekers, basically you could say are low key energy vampires. You know what I'm saying? So that's from like, in Brethren brought that up, but it makes sense, like from rap videos, like putting all these women and and all these things to get your attention, you know what I'm saying? Because your attention is energy for them, you know what I'm saying? So even though they may not be making these videos like, hey, I'm gonna make these videos with all these women, all this chain and these cars and stuff, so I could get everybody energy. Which was funny though, on deep levels. I feel like some brethren is smart enough to where they are purposely doing that, but but it's energy vamping. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at me, and you sitting watching BT and just giving energy, just giving attention and energy, and you giving energy and attention, and while you're doing that, you're not creating anything. You're just consuming. Matter of fact, in essence, you consuming, like, as far as like not consuming their energy, because matter of fact, they are taking yours, but in essence, you're just being a consumer in the context of somebody that's not producing anything. You just sitting there and just just giving your energy. You know what I'm saying? Basically. But from rap videos, flamboyant behavior in general, like somebody you go in public. Matter of fact, that's why I don't even give people, those type of people, my attention. Where you've been in the supermarket somewhere where that person loud, 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 and this and that and this and that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna keep it real, like flamboyant gay people. You know what I'm saying? That's when it just be like, come on, like, Like, well, I know even a gay person don't want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, you just trying to energy vamp. Like, you just want attention. Like, they just finger snapping and carrying on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you energy vamping. Matter of fact, that's why certain people get that title when they be dramatic like that. Like, oh, you being a little too, you know what I'm saying, energy seeking. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? You know, but from flamboyant behavior. Matter of fact, the news is energy vamping situation. You know, they just putting bad stories out there so you could just like so and so lost their leg in Iraq and this and that and things that you can't fix. You know what I'm saying? That won't help you. Matter of fact, well, even it being news, what like you're not gonna do nothing with that news. Well, how you gonna better yourself by hearing nothing but bad news all the time? You know what I'm saying? That's energy vamping situations, you know what I'm saying? Down to this pretty matter of fact, and that's another thing too, not giving things too much energy, but the little guy that they call president and all this, you know what I'm saying? Like energy vamping, you know what I'm saying? That's making is World Wrestling Federation type of stuff to make you, pay attention and give energy. While you giving energy to it, you're not bettering yourself, you know what I'm saying? It's taking away your energy, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, another good one, which the brethren brought it up. Matter of fact, the rap video part and the chicks who take booty pictures all the time, like chicks that's on Instagram and all this, just taking, and not just booty pictures, but just they body and just, and that's all they do. They're not giving nothing to the world, but just pictures of their body. We all on this journey learning lessons. We all gonna be, who we be until we learn who our soul is or whatever the case may be. But like I'm not throwing. Of course, as a matter of fact, when I say any of these things, I'm never throwing judgment out there ever. So you know what I'm saying. But that should be already overstood if you've been watching my videos and been a viewer. You know that I'm never judgmental. But these chicks taking these booty pictures and all that, cause what they doing? Hey, look at me. Look at, cause matter of fact, and two, you could tell that that's mostly all they got. Cause if it was something else, they would be giving their energy towards doing it, doing other things to that fullest, like all that attention that they're giving, just taking those pictures. You know what I'm saying? Could be doing something productive, but what they doing is energy vamping. Because what you said, ooh, look at that. Oh man, look at her butt. Oh, look at that. You know what I'm saying? And you just lusting over her body and this and that. You just giving her energy. Now she could. All right, now I could go and do whatever and come back and take more butt pictures. Get some more energy. You just sitting there like, you know, not making your YouTube videos, not reading, not because you're just sitting there like, oh man, scroll, oh, double tap. Ooh, I like that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with, and don't get it twisted, with loving the female anatomy, you know what I'm saying? Or love, being physically attracted to anybody, you know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with that, but just those situations where somebody just sitting there taking, butt pictures and just, trying to get you to look at them all the time. It's like that's the energy vamping people. Hey, look at me, you know what I'm saying? I want your energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be loud so you could look back at me. I'm gonna be, loud and say different things so I could possibly provoke an argument with you. Cause that's another thing I'm gonna get into. People who like to troll for arguments. As a matter of fact, people who troll for arguments are for that back and forth type of conversation. That's in essence they, in matter of fact, and getting into where you getting into where people don't even know they're being energy vamps to themselves and others. Because too, in the argument mode, you ping ponging it back and forth. So it's just like a game of tennis, like you throwing the energy back and forth till somebody get that point, and bam, now that energy go to this person. All right, next thing. Oh, all right, that energy goes to that person. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just throwing y'all energy back and forth. That's why I get uncomfortable around people who do it. You know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, I walk away. I'd rather not be around it because it almost feels too, well, me being a high vibrational being I am, I feel like just me hearing and being around it is taking my energy because now I'm being around something and now my brain is comprehending something and focusing on something that I don't even need to deal with and doesn't change my life or doesn't do nothing for the betterment of me or nobody else. So why am I even around this, this type of situation? But people troll for arguments. Matter of fact, in which it could get to extreme. People who troll for physical confrontation. You know what I'm saying? People be hoping like, and we all had them friends, and we all done probably been on that level. And if we were on that level at one point in time, we were in an energy vamping level. On an energy vamping vibration, a low vibration. But like, wow, I wish so and so step on my shoe. I wish, but I hope a person say this. You know what I'm saying? Like you wait. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna bring up like say for how I always bring up a person where we all know, say for instance, for example, how good Michael Jordan is and this and that, and the person will, dealing with sports, basketball, familiar with basketball, or any of the top player, David Beckham in soccer, which he may not be the best, but just name people, whoever the best at this sport, and then somebody will come and name somebody that is obviously not as good as that person, but yeah, they better than the great. That person right there, you know what I'm saying, is creating a platform to argue, to go back and forth, so they could energy vamp you. And what's funny is, even though some people may not consciously realize, I feel like in the back of their head, they know that they're energy vamping. I mean, for the most cases, when we look back at all the wrong we did, and in most cases we knew we was doing wrong, we was doing wrong, you know, or it felt wrong, like it felt like we was doing wrong. So even if we ain't know that we was doing wrong, it's like it feels wrong. You know what I'm saying? But and that's people trolling all this, and they obviously don't care about your energy. You know what I'm saying? Because they just trolling and just trying to argue. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and eventually turn into a physical confrontation. And matter of fact, they got astral entities that provoke people into these type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Where what I'm saying, like once a person gets to that certain negative level, then there's negative entities that's floating around waiting to feed off of that energy. So not only are they waiting to feed off of that energy, but now they're attached to you, and now they throwing little words and vibrations at you like, oh yeah, tell them this, step on their toe. When you pass by and bump their shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like those demons, like what they talk about, that's real. Like once you get closer to lower vibrations, then lower vibrational entities could attach to you and start trying to invite more and more lower vibrations. So that's why when you see somebody like start to, get into being in a negative place, it could snowball and trickle into somewhere very bad if they're not aware and if they're not trying to fight back. You know what I'm saying? The darkness, the negativity could just take them under. So these astral entities follow energy vamping people also in most cases, because these entities know, like, all right, this person about to create a little feeding frenzy for us, so let's follow. You know what I'm saying? Just like knowing, like flies following the butts of, what I'm saying, some animals, because they know the shit is there, for lack of a better word. You know what I'm saying? Like they know that you about to create some negative energy for them to feed, so they attach on to you, and then once they attach, they also feeding you, little noise like, yeah, slap that person, yeah, do this. Oh, look at their shoes. Their shoes ain't the same as yours. Like, create a conversation that's gonna create some type of, back and forth about whose Jordans is real and whose Jordans are not. So I could energy vamp that person and get their attention. You know what I'm saying? Like that's energy vamping. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and not getting goals accomplished and not doing, getting the dreams accomplished, you know what I'm saying? It kind of creates the platform for people, you know, dealing with petty arguments and confrontations. Because, when you think about it, if you're not becoming your greatest version and you're not using your energy to do good, you know what I'm saying? Say for instance, we are beings, we are stars, we want to shine, we want to, in essence, use our energy, you know what I'm saying? Because we have it to use, you know what I'm saying? But when you're not using it for something righteous and something positive, but it's still there for use, then you're gonna use it. And what happens is, even though you're not trying to, you you're not trying to get your goals accomplished. You know, you gave up on your dreams, this and that. So now these little petty arguments and confrontations is the only excitement and energy that you could expunge on high levels. So that's why you indulge in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because you got nothing else to do, and that's just the reality of the situation. You know, as bad as it may sound, you know, it is what it is. You know, the people who, you know, sit around like and worry about these petty arguments and confrontations, like that's the only acquisition of energy that they could get, and that's the only energy that they could deal with, because they're not, you know, they're not getting energy and love from creating things. You know what I'm saying? They're not getting energy and love from sending out love. You know what I'm saying? So on the way to create some type of excitement. That's another thing too. We're using the energy or creating some type of excitement. We're supposed to be accomplishing our dream, you know, and being excited about it. But if you're not doing that, the only excitement you create is a argument and a fight in world star hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Those type of situations is the only, you know, situations you could create, because you're not using your energy for the positive. So it's just going, you know, in the energy vamping direction, you know, consuming, because you have a lack of creativity to produce. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, producers have that energy, that creativity, and we produce. You know what I'm saying? We give out that energy and we replenish it too. You know what I'm saying? And bring it back in and give more out. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not energy vamping and giving into negative situations. But you know what I'm saying? You become like a consumer. You know what I'm saying? When I say consumer, you know, not only you're not producing anything, but you're all you're doing is sitting around and consuming energy. You do things that basically consumes other people's energy. You know, you start confrontations, you start arguments, you start fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then two, and you see what two. That's why, matter of fact, like, well, I've been saw like with jail. Matter of fact, I think I knew what energy. Of course, I knew what energy was before I knew, in essence, because I just knew like jail is just not for me. Like, there's vibrations that could latch on to you and mess you up for the rest of your life, and very strong up in there, because it's, you know, matter of fact, and speaking on that, getting into I don't want to go off the energy vamp and psychic vamp situation, but dealing along the same lines, dealing with thought forms. Thought forms are energies that still inhabit a place of or a certain area, and it could be positive or negative. So and it goes by the environment. So, you know, like thought form, like say for instance, I experienced this before. Matter of fact, like being in certain parts of a neighborhood, like if I feel like the vibration of this neighborhood is kind of lower vibrational, like thoughts are popping in my head of like, oh, somebody might shoot you. This, and matter of fact, and that's the thing. Well, you know that I would not like, when you know it's something that you wouldn't think, you know what I'm saying, that you wouldn't conjure up. Like, you could tell, and it's like, where these negative thoughts come from? It's thought forms within the vibration of the environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you walk into a jailhouse, you visualize stabbing somebody, even though you're not trying to visualize stabbing somebody and want to. You don't even want to hurt a fly. You know what I'm saying? But that visualization will pop into your brain when you walk in the jailhouse, because that thought form has, you know, that vibration is still there. Like, vibrations are real, and that thought form is still sitting there. You know, matter of fact, that probably was the corner that somebody got, you know, stabbed or something. You know, plenty of people got killed, and you just feeling the vibrations of what went down in that area, you know, and that's called a thought form. And the thought forms are energies that still inhabit the place or the area, so it's just sitting there, and as you pass through it, you get these little thoughts that, you know, that go along the lines of whatever energy that it deals with. As a matter of fact, your earth star chakra under your foot kind of deals with energetic pollution in that manner, where, you know, it depends on the level of the energy in the place you in, you know what I'm saying, on the type of energy that you pick up through your earth star chakra, you know what I'm saying, which the earth star chakra is how we release the negative energy into earth. But you also have the like the different signatures of vibrational energy within, you know, within the ground. You know what I'm saying? There's like pollution, where you could be staying in a certain place that's giving off, you know, some bad vibrations. You know what I'm saying? So it's somewhat same along the same lines of a thought form. You know what I'm saying? And picking up on thought forms is basically, in the essence, that's what your earth star chakra does. Is it picks up on the goodness, it just picks up the vibration of the area you're standing in. You know. Matter of fact, and like I said, yeah, the thought forms just pop into your head. But like I said, meditate every day, everything good. Matter of fact, and that's why meditation, the example of how meditation allows you to decipher things. Because if you know you're vibrating on such a high frequency and you're giving out love every day, when a thought like stabbing somebody or punch that person in the face pops up, you automatically know that, all right, somebody's either sending me bad vibes, this area has bad vibes. You know what I'm saying? You could pick up on what's going on easier when you have a clear brain, and when you're, vibrating on a higher frequency, you're able to see these things and decipher, and make the difference. You know. But basically, the energy vamps, man, people just seeking energy, man, and trying to, it's mostly through attention. Like I say, these, rappers, or just say not just rappers, anybody, with the flamboyant videos, these movies trying to get your attention, whatever, like anything trying to take energy. And whether anything taking energy without a mutual energy exchange, you know what I'm saying? So if you left the situation feeling like something was taken away from you, lost some energy, lost something, then you just dealt with an energy vamp, you know what I'm saying? As you walk them, like, man, you got it. You gotta go meditate and, get some energy popping with the crystals and get it back replenished. And just a quick little way of, dealing with, energy vamps and stuff like this, because that's another thing. You won't be able to hide in the corner, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an empath, as much as we would like to just stay by ourselves, for a lot of time, for all day, every day in some cases, you know what I'm saying? As much as we would like to stay by ourselves, we know that, in functioning in society, that's just not, too much of a realistic situation, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be interacting. Matter of fact, if I want to sell jewelry and I want to make YouTube videos and meet people, you know what I'm saying? There's no way that I could do that and hide from energy vamps, you know what I'm saying? Energy vamps are going to be out there. Matter of fact, they sense and feel your light, so they ready to latch on, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a leech sensing blood, you know what I'm saying? An energy vamp sees high vibrations and come at it. Matter of fact, even down to people doing psychic attacks, where on an advanced level where people see you raising your vibration, this and that, and like go home and put a little hex on you, like, cause matter of fact, when you start to see where things get to, like the movie Charm, where like witches and warlocks battling each other and stuff like that, it gets to that level. You start to see where these type of little shows is like realistic in essence, where you gotta walk around with these crystals and no little spells and mantras, and you know what I'm saying, like in order to keep yourself protected. But that, they have people walking around actually putting hexes and trying to harm you in that way, you know what I'm saying? Because they feel and sense your light. So they try to take it away. But basically, it's we we function in this world, and to manifest some of the things we want to manifest, we got to function out in this world. So you basically just want to minimize the negative influences around you, you know what I'm saying? You know, as much as possible. You won't be able to hide from all negativity. Like I said, just close to impossible as far as doing that and still doing what you want to do in the world and enjoying yourself. You're gonna come across people. It's just, you know, something that happens. So just make sure you minimize the negative influences. Make sure you protect yourself verbally. Like if you see somebody trying to take you into and matter of fact, and that's how you can tell whether it's purposely, and matter of fact, whether it's working through this person or the spirits that's latched on to them are like so in control that they still gonna try to energy vamp, but like verbally let people know, like, hey, I'm sorry, I would really like to listen, but I don't really listen to energy vamping conversations, and I would like to end this conversation right now, change the subject. If you don't mind, let's talk about something more positive. I've done that to people before, like straight up, like well, yeah, man, my arthritis, like old, especially older people don't really get it, because they used to complaining about everything. It's like, whoa, like, let's talk about how to fix these problems. I'm like, I don't want to hear, you know what I'm saying? Because I told a lady straight up, I'm like, because right now you're energy vamping. You're taking my energy, with all these negative things that you're bringing up. And so now you're bringing me down to your level. And now we both will be sad. Matter of fact, which I was telling her an example, because I'm like, I'm not going to allow myself to go down, you know what I'm saying? But we'll both be sitting here with a lack of energy if I allow you to just run all this negative noise in my ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about something positive, or let's talk about fixing. Like, that's the thing too. If somebody want to talk or bring up some negative aspects as far as like, or whether they want some help with something, this and that, that's cool. But let's talk about solutions. Also, like, we're not gonna sit and just, yeah, my dog died. They had to cut off my grandmother's leg. The world about to end. I don't know how to create my own business. It's like, oh no, 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 no. Like, either we need to change the subject, or we need to remove each other from ourselves, and we need to go our separate ways. Cause matter of fact, getting into that, you know what I'm saying? Pessimistic people, you know what I'm saying? That lower vibration, you could, matter of fact, and too, with most energy vamps, you'll feel their presence before they even come around. But they always projecting anger, rage, jealousy, hatred, envy, fear, resentment. Matter of fact, like I said, if somebody come with a story where they talking about somebody else, or you know trying to, just any type of negative form of speaking, you know what I'm saying, or communicating, it's like, nah, I don't even want to indulge in it or be around it. We could either change the subject, or I'm gonna go in the other room. I'm gonna go move around. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get away from this energy, because I'm not about to sit here and allow myself to be depleted of energy. And then especially when you could willfully do something. We come from a place where, egotistically you felt like you had to sit around that bullcorn, and like the only way to be respectful and respectful in the conversation is to listen to whatever it is, no matter if it's energy vamping. We have a better and knowledgeable understanding of things now, so we know better. If somebody goes to energy vamping you in a situation, in a conversation, you let them know, like, the best way possible. That's what the lapis, some throat chakra stones. Lapis is known, the stone that's quote unquote for not biting your tongue. You know what I'm saying? But being magnanimous with the delivery of your words. You know what I'm saying? Like, magnanimous, holding yourself to the higher place no matter what. You know what I'm saying? But it's people that's gonna come around with those lower vibrational conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you could feel it too. You could feel when somebody coming up with a conversation that's not about to benefit you or them. It's just gonna be negative situations, or just things to basically bring both, like, and in some cases, in instances, to be real, that's why it's called energy vamp. They kind of get your energy, and you end up with that loss. You know what I'm saying? So, but they come around, complaining. Some people do it purposely. Like, cause honestly, and I had to catch that myself. Like, nah, all right. Like, what some people like, man, I just want some good energy, man. I just came to holler at you. All right, cool. But under the condition that if you're gonna come around me to get some good energy, we're gonna keep it in a good place, and we're gonna keep raising the vibration. I'm not here for you to just sit around me and mope and just take energy from my vibration and be like, all right, done. Like, I just want to be around you, and we can still talk about lower vibrational things. No, if you're gonna come around me, if I'm gonna allow you to be around me, then we're gonna keep the vibration on a high level. You know what I'm saying? So, watch out for those situations. Like, oh yeah, like, man, I just need some of your energy. I just want, there's a thin line between energy vamping and you know what I'm saying, and nicely giving off energy in those situations. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, like, these situations is gonna be mostly dealing with your friends, your family. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, for the most part, a outside person, you definitely see, because matter of fact, your expectations is kind of like, is in the essence of, not that this person is gonna do anything, but more of like, I don't know this person, so I don't really know what they're capable of. So it's possible that they could energy vamp me, you know. But compared to dealing with your relatives, where you don't expect that, because these are people you love. So in your mind, you kind of like, which on our growth and experience, you learn quickly that, whether family, friends, it's just about the vibrations of people. Somebody that's close to you could harm you just as much as a stranger, or whatever the case may be. But negative people discharge those lower vibrations into the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, almost like spraying pepper spray. And you walk into, like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, and back to the thought form, like, you know what I'm saying, a negative person sitting around, like, because that's why too, if I'm in an area, like when I used to be at work, man, working at the rock shop, the hair shop in Louisiana, is like, people coming in, and you know, I get these energy vamping situations. I'm either go to the bathroom or I'm gonna find something that's gonna tune out that noise. Like, but like it's in the environment now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody coming around complaining, well, you know, yeah, man, I had 3 back surgeries, this and that. Things ain't looking good, man. But that's life. Like, nah, man, that ain't life. That's your life. Matter of fact, when people come around saying stuff like that too, make sure that you correct things in your brain and always never comply to what they're talking about. Like always correcting your brain, like it's about like, oh yeah, diseases everywhere, this and that, they could happen to anybody. Always correctly say, nah, in your universe. Like not my universe, but possibly in yours. That may be, you know, your truth. Or that may be what you perceive as truth in your universe, but that don't pop off in my universe. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you correct that, because by allowing yourself to kind of like, all right, yeah, everybody, you know, gets sick and everything. That you going into that vibration, you know what I'm saying? Like you're being energy vamped by that situation, you know, and it's bringing you down to that lower vibration just from you, you know, complying with it in your mind and not saying, hey, like in your mind, taking yourself away from that, like, nah, I'm good. Like I don't, diseases don't exist in my universe, or you know, you having a lack of abundance, but that don't, you know, that don't apply to me, you know. As a matter of fact, cause too, as an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, and you start to see where you got to keep like vibrations around you and people that's vibrating on the same level as you or higher, or you know, you're all working towards the same thing. You know, matter of fact, birds of a feather flock together by, you know, by either by default or you know what I'm saying, or purposely. But you know, it happens that way. You know what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, the universal law of affinity. You know, like vibrations kind of attract like vibrations. You know. But as an entrepreneur, man, you like it don't even pay to start your business if you're gonna like, well, you know, so and so my friend, man, I don't want to stop hanging with them. You know, even though they talk about how they can't start their own business and how you know, oh man, it's hard to start their own. But even though my friend talks like that, I still want to keep them around. You know, this and that. If you have that type of mind frame and you're starting your business, then you might as well not even start it right now, because you by keeping that thought form around you, you know what I'm saying, it's keeping you tied down to that thought form and keeping you tied down in that vibration where them things that your friend, and then since it's coming from somebody, and that's why energy vamping situations too hit harder when they come from somebody close to you, because say for instance, you know, you listening, you know what I'm saying, you're taking these words into consideration. It's coming from somebody who words you always honored, you know what I'm saying? So it becomes detrimental when the person that who words you always honored is saying something that's detrimental to you. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of like how a situation I had with my mom, like where I actually had to hang up on my mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where we were talking and we were talking about money, about paying certain things, you know, and get some business done. And she's like, yeah, 'cause you know it's so hard and this and that. I'm like, oh, mama, nah, it's not hard. And then as I started correcting her, but she felt the need to like, well, nah, it's still pessimistic and nah, you. I'm like, well, look, hold on, all right, mama, I'm about to hang up on you right now. I'm like, 'cause you're not stopping. I'm like, I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna text you. I'm not doing this out of not speak. You know what I'm saying? But I hung up because I'm not, matter of fact, and that's when I knew I'm no longer accepting energy vamping and lower vibrations from anybody. I'm like, whenever you can be like that and that real with your mother, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey mom, like, all right, since you're not complying my hand, I'm gonna call back, and I don't mean, matter of fact, as soon as I hung up, I sent a text like, Mama, I am not being disrespectful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the most remorse and humbleness. Like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. Like, in my most humblest, you know, way. Like, I just don't deal with talking pessimistic when it deals with money. I was like, straight up. I'm like, Mama, I know I can manifest anything and everything I want. So I refuse to listen to anybody or anything saying otherwise. You know, I told her straight up. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be that person. You know what I'm saying? That's why raising your vibration, you know what I'm saying, and meditating puts you in the rightful place. Because when your throat chakra not balanced, you're gonna bite your tongue and hold that, you know, and hold that expression back, and now you're gonna eat those lower vibrations because you didn't, because your chakras wasn't balanced enough for you to speak up and say something. You know what I'm saying? So that's where having your chakras balanced, everything aligned, you know, meditation comes into play again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta express yourself fully. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not expressing yourself, you allow yourself to be put in positions that's detriment to your soul. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you gotta speak up. But like I had to tell my mom, like, Mom, look, you were being too pessimistic. Like, I understand your ideals about money and what we were taught and all this, but I'm like, Mom, I'm not like if we ever gonna continue to talk about money on the phone and we're gonna have these conversations, we gotta bring it to a positive light. Cause I always bring up to him like, Mama, what good does negative bring? You know what I'm saying? Does being negative bring some type of good? And when it start, and I always joke like this, I'm like, whenever being negative starts to bring good into our life, then I'll be the most negative person in the world. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna bring some type of light and positivity, into the, which that's why I was playing devil's advocate, you know what I'm saying, and saying it, but but if negativity is gonna do good, then by all means, Mama, let's have negative thoughts. But since negative thoughts don't serve us no good, like that's why I have them. I rather have the blind faith of knowing that I can manifest, and not say blind faith because that but just in the context of speaking to my mom, like like I would tell her, I'd rather have that blind faith of saying I could accumulate $1 million in a day, and as crazy as that may seem to our ego and to our physical existence, it is something true, and I'd rather rest my hand on that than to think like, well, I know realistically it can't happen. No, man, realistically you can manifest anything and everything you want to. So just back on the energy vamping situation on that level, man. If people come around you, taking the magic away from this experience, like matter of fact, and a lot of people too portray pessimistic, their own pessimism from their own life onto your life. Like, well, man, it's hard to start a business, or it's hard to do. You speaking on what was hard for you. It is hard to start a business through the lens of your scope. You know what I'm saying? Through the lens of your perception, it is hard to start a business. Not for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. We the same, but I'm different in that. You know what I'm saying? My vibration is different. You know what I'm saying? And you could have the same vibration. You could get to that level also. You know, by having those positive thoughts. Like I immediately shut like that pessimism, all that. Like the energy vamp, man. Like I say, cut it fully off. Matter of fact, and like I spoke on that, like the news or the government, that's all energy vamps. You know what I'm saying? Like it's doing different things. Matter of fact, the governments are probably one of the biggest energy vamps because they implement nothing but ideas of fear to everybody across the board. Like what I'm saying? That's why each country has military because that's a pessimism, that's a fear. You know what I'm saying? That's basically like saying humanity is not good enough to where we don't need to protect ourselves, so we gotta be fearful. Basically, military, all this is saying I fear something. Your actions saying I fear. That's why I tell people. So as much as like some people sit around like, oh yeah, I love this animal, I love this. As a matter of fact, they be meat eaters or they support the military. Like you don't know what love is. You don't know what the vibration of love is. You operate off of fear. You know what I'm saying? Like anything dealing with like I said, the military, all this, that's fear. Like, what I'm saying? Like, reason why, I don't carry a gun and don't feel the need to, I don't fear anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I am. I'm energy that's never going anything. You can take away this vehicle, but you can never take away universal frequencies, the soul. You know what I'm saying? You can never take away my vibration. Never. You know what I'm saying? And once you know and understand that, it gets to that level. But it's all a promotion of fear, you know what I'm saying? That promotion of fear worldwide, that's a big energy vamping business, actually, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, too, because the government actually, I said some of these astral entities, latch on to these, negative situations. The government works with these type of astral entities that eats off of negativity and fear. So that's why they create these negative situations in masses because it's basically like a business proposition. They in a business proposition with these astral entities. Here, I'm gonna give you. I'm a fuck over. Excuse for lack of a better word. I'm gonna mess up over all these people right here and still fear into them and do all this, and then you could come in and feed on all their energy. but just allow me to have prosperity in the bun. You know what I'm saying? Like allow me to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I give you your food, help me. You know what I'm saying? And that's